And that's just simply not true. You see, life is hard, and nowhere in the Bible does it promise that your life will be easy. In fact, the opposite is said. In this world, we will have trials and tribulation. There will be persecution. But there is another promise in the Word of God where Jesus says, He says, I will never leave you, and I will never forsake you. And so the promise is not that life will be easy, but the promise is that God is faithful. You see, in Jeremiah 29, verse 11, it says, For I know the thoughts I have towards you, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you a future and a hope. And maybe some of you here tonight, maybe you came here tonight to get away from your problems, and you said, you know what, I just need a night out so I don't have to think about things. And if that's you tonight, I want to share something with you after many years of being a Christian, something that I've learned. And that is oftentimes God has a greater work going on than what I feel. God is doing something much greater than just my emotions, something much greater than just my life. And the question is will you trust Him? You see, in the book of Romans it says, for all things work together for good for those who love Him and are called according to His purpose. And all means all. And so I ask you tonight, and whatever you're going through, whatever things you're struggling with, will you trust that God is who He says He is? A God that is faithful, a God that loves you, a God that will never leave you and never forsake you, a God that will use your times of tragedy for great gain for eternity. I've found in my own life that the greatest times of tragedy in my life were exactly that. They were the times that God is doing the greatest gain for eternity. You see, maybe we won't know how the story's going to end up here on this earth, but we know that ultimately God has a purpose and a plan, and we will spend the rest of eternity with our Creator, celebrating the work that He's done in our lives. And so tonight, will you choose to trust Him with your whole life, no matter what? Sometimes all we have